And we're now delighted to be joined over the telephone by our guest, Dr. Salah Hassan, the economic expert. Dr. Salah, a very good afternoon to you, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon to you and to your audience.
Thank you so much, Doctor, for joining us. Now, first and foremost, Doctor, what do you think about the steps taken by Egypt to produce the corona Chinese vaccination?
Vaccination is absolutely essential,
Yes.
Particularly for adults and for also those that are in vulnerable health situations or age groups. And the steps are very promising in containing the spread of the coronavirus.
Doctor, now Egypt is expected to manufacture up to 60 million doses of the Chinese Sinovac vaccine by next month. How important is this step in Egypt's fight against this pandemic?
This step is absolutely essential because, you know, you've got to have control over the spread of the coronavirus, and the only way to do that is to vaccinate as much of the population as possible, and having manufacturing abilities in Egypt that puts Egypt in an advantageous position of controlling their own destiny of maximizing of again the number of vaccinated adults. So manufacturing is absolutely a monumental step to move forward for Egypt, and congratulations on reaching that goal.
Absolutely. Now, Dr. Salah, some people are hesitant to take the vaccination. How important is it that people register and start really taking the vaccine, as we need a large amount of the population to become vaccinated against the virus?
I think it's a national priority, not just for Egypt, but it is an international priority also. But for Egypt's sake, I believe it should be mandatory for the population to be vaccinated, and maybe Egypt, it takes that monumental step through a parliamentarian, type of decree of mandating that everybody will have to be vaccinated, and they have to show evidence of vaccination in the form of what we call it the passport, the vaccination passport. That is absolutely essential for Egypt. And if Egypt reaches that decision internally, I think that will be probably a turning point for Egypt. So vaccination is absolutely necessary, and those that would like to opt out of being vaccinated are really affecting their little communities, their families, their neighborhoods, anybody that gets in contact with them, then their vulnerabilities are increased now.
Right. Now, Doctor, let's talk a bit about the latest measures taken by the government to limit the spread of the coronavirus, especially at the peak of its wave that Egypt is currently experiencing. How do you see these measures? Do you see them as sufficient?
We are hoping that any measures of controlling the spread are necessary. Now, the question of whether they are sufficient or not, it all depends on the variants and whether any new variant is affecting, God forbid, Egypt or the region. We believe that there ought to be flexibility in the implementation of some of these new rules and regulations, to tighten them when needed, and to probably relax them if the situation opens up. So on-off containment, there ought to be immediate decision authorities taken to move either direction as the health condition evolves. At the time being, I think it is absolutely crucial to tighten these rules and to make sure that people are always masked no matter what. Once they leave their trusted households and immediate family, that they know that they are not affected or infected by the vaccine. So once you go out, it's essential. People that need to be out will go out of the home, but people that have no reason to go out, they ought to be staying at home.
Yes.
Now, also with the digitization and digital transformation that is now really sweeping Egypt, I think there is a glimpse of hope here that people can still get their jobs done from home,
yes.
Whether it is meetings and so forth or hybrid teaching and learning. All of that is, relaxing the rules when situation opens up by tightening them and putting restrictions on them. Well, until we reach a significant number of people being vaccinated. In the U.S. here, we have reached 50% of adults that have been vaccinated. Or at least have received 1 or 2 of the doses of vaccination, and that's still not considered to be enough.
Yes.
And we are still required to wear the masks when we are in closed places and in public crowded areas, whether indoors or outdoors. So I think it is a step in the right direction. And I would like to commend the Egyptian government to continue with these measures until a widespread vaccination is implemented.
Absolutely. One final question, Doctor. Now, in your opinion, we've seen Egypt succeeding in, supporting its economy during this difficult time worldwide, and it has even continued with its economic growth percentages despite the corona pandemic. How do you think this has really affected the way that the Egyptian government has dealt with the pandemic and managed to keep the economy afloat during this difficult time worldwide?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, congratulations to Egypt for really being noted also recently by the U.S. News and World Report as one of the top 3 countries in the world, in the basically the agility of the economy to move forward. That sense of economic confidence is being restored in Egypt. So economically speaking, moving on the right direction, and that's the right way to go. Now, how is that is important, or whether that is important, it is absolutely essential. Reaching that level of agility and flexibility to cope and to handle the situation right now. So economically speaking, yes, Egypt is moving on the right direction, and that's what international organizations are basically saying. And now the situation becomes, it is moving in these parallel tracks here, not only moving the economy forward, but also containing the spread of the virus.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
right.
These are 2 essential measures to move forward.
Yes, absolutely right. Dr. Salah Hassan, the economic expert and our guest for this afternoon. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us and for your insight. Ladies and gentlemen, another short break and we'll be right back. Do stay tuned.